Alrighty, it is time for me to talk about 2022. This has been a rough year for the markets. Of course, the economy is struggling along, but also things could be worse, and I would not be surprised if things continue to fall a little bit more than they have already, because historically bear markets have been worse conditions than this, and the economy is not in the throes of a recession, if that makes sense. Anyways, on to talking about my personal finances. The first thing I should do is look at my Sankey diagram, my simplified Sankey diagram. So here we have a nice visualization, just a general outline of how my money has flowed around from 2021 to 2022. Now, the bulk of my available budget comes from my savings in 2021. Had a lot of cash, got a huge bonus at the end of the year. Was able to use that bonus to pay off a lot of student loan debts, and I still had a ton left over. So that money was earmarked in some ways for a car I'd need, and the car that I resent. I don't like cars in general, so no matter what car I got, I would have been resentful. But yeah, I reduced my large amount of cash to a more reasonable level, because I don't need to be holding on to tons of cash. I shifted huge amounts of money into the market and I-bonds, because this year it made sense for everybody to get some I-bonds because inflation went wild. But I was actually specifically looking for I-bonds as an investment vehicle. I was like, I just want an investment that protects me from inflation, and I could not find that. Well, I think the way I was searching for it was incorrect, but a lot of people were not aware of I-bonds until this year, so it is what it is. It doesn't matter. I got the product I wanted the year that I wanted it, so that's all good. So I got my car in November, the very end of November 2021, and then I paid it off in February of 2022, because I was looking at the payments and I was like, I don't want to make these payments. I don't want my budget to feel restricted by these loan payments. And I didn't have to pay that off so suddenly, but I'm glad I did. I'd rather have that off of my mind, and I don't want to have to budget around that, because again, I don't like cars and it's a big money sink. I just want it to be less of a money sink. And my money out, so that includes daily car expenses, the monthly insurance payments and gas and the maintenance I had to get this year. That's enough of that diagram then. Okay, so my net worth is up to $27,500. That might be the highest it's been, actually, because we got a tiny rebound. We dipped down and then we got a tiny rebound in the stock market, and I got paid. So I've been going up gradually. Sometimes we fall down just because of what the market is doing, but due to me not having that much of my portfolio tied up in stocks, it doesn't affect my net worth too much. So, speaking of my portfolio, I have 39% in stocks, which at 28 years old, I should be investing more aggressively, but I have a lot of competing goals with, like, the I bonds are particularly for saving up for a house in a few years, and I'm holding on to a lot of cash because I would be more comfortable having the option of putting a lump sum towards my student loans if I so chose. If I so chose, I'd like to be able to put a lump sum towards my student loans, but I'm getting more comfortable with letting that ride out for as long as possible. But we'll see how the things go. So since I bought most of my stocks during this bear market, I'm overall in the red. But since this year, the total market is down about 18%. Then I don't feel bad about this. I feel like I'm set up pretty well for a nice little rebound. Yeah. And I would just like to keep track of my passive income as a curiosity thing. The vast majority of this came from credit card sign-up bonuses. Yeah, I don't know about next year. I shouldn't be able to get that much from credit cards because it's going to be a low spend year. So this will probably go down, but we'll see how much. I'm just curious to keep track of that. And my average monthly expenses came out to $1,860, and I think that's actually pretty average for me, especially considering a lot of money went towards the wedding and my new expenses with having the car. But for 2023, I'm looking forward to challenging myself to bring that number down to 1,300, and I feel like I have too many things and I should be parting with things this year. Yeah, I have a tendency to buy things in a hurry, and I want to take my time to really consider if I actually need such items, because I end up buying things I don't actually use. Alrighty, and my achievements of the year. I was able to pay off my car loan, maxed out Roth IRA, maxed out I bonds, and I shifted my TSP percentage around a bunch, but I averaged a 15% of base pay, so 20% total went to TSP, and I opened up a brokerage for non-retirement goals, specifically at this moment thinking about my future dream house. So that investment, that 3K investment, is my only account in the green right now. I did a good job timing the market on that one. And I successfully planned a small wedding for under $10,000, and the total cost of the wedding is split between me, my fiance, and our parents. I'm not positive about how much it cost overall. It might have been about $9,000. and I was able to slash my phone bill in half for the next year. This was because I had not really thought about what went into my phone bill, because for the past couple of years I've been paying off my new phone, and I just assumed my bill would go down a lot when that was paid off, but I was surprised to see that it did not go down that much, which makes sense when I think about how long the payment schedule was. But yeah, I looked into that and saw I could cut out so much BS and make it more affordable, and I did it. And so other than my simplified Sankey, I do have a detailed Sankey diagram that's a bit of an eyesore to look at, but I do like how it's helping me gain some perspective. Alrighty, here we are. So yeah, I'm really resentful towards my car just because I don't like cars. And I guess it helps to see that it's a fairly small percentage of the amount of income I get flowing in. And like looking at all my different categories helps me plan for next year. Like I can cut the wedding out completely. I can reduce the car expenses by $25 a month, and I can reduce my phone by, I think it was like $53 a month or $48. Anyway, so I was able to just like look at each individual item and analyze. Like I know I won't travel as much next year. I can cut that by about $1,000. I'll probably put less towards gifts, a little bit less towards gifts, and I should cut down, especially on shopping and entertainment. But I do want to focus more on the entertainment side than the shopping side, because I want to get those experiences. And the travel is just me traveling home next year. Anyways, yeah, that's really all I have to say about 2022. It was an interesting time. I have complicated feelings. I wish I had learned so much more about finance sooner, because I would have made different moves with my money if I had known that. Like if I had known I could get a Roth IRA at the beginning of the year, I would have been able to max out my 2021 Roth IRA, and that would have been amazing. But yeah, this is just the way things worked out for me. I think it was like May that I really started researching things, because I started to feel like I was not going to pay off my student loans with a big lump sum. So that really changed my trajectory. Yeah, well, that's it for 2022. I hope the next year I see big gains. Big gains. We're looking for minimalism and pushing money into the market. Because I am young, I should take on more risk, and I want to secure my retirement savings so that I can reach financial independence. Alright, enough of my rambling. Thank you for watching.